Citing sources in APA style. So why should we cite our sources? Well, there are 3 good reasons. First, it allows the writer to credit the source of an idea. Second, it prevents the writer from plagiarizing. But perhaps the most important reason of all is that it allows the reader to access the original source of the information. Why is it so important for readers to be able to access the original work? If you've ever played the game of telephone, you know that messages get distorted pretty fast through transmission. Well, it's the same thing in writing. If somebody is writing a summary of somebody else's idea, then you don't know for sure if the message is accurate or not unless you read the original source. It's always best to get information from the original source. The originator of the idea is the primary source, whereas textbooks written about the idea or professors teaching from the textbook written about the idea are just secondary sources. Guilty as charged. So keep that in mind as you go through this tutorial as well. It's always best for you to consult the APA manual itself. The basics of citing sources in APA style couldn't be any easier. It's called the author date citation method because we only need 2 pieces of information, the author's last name and the year of publication. There are 2 citation styles. The first type is called the narrative citation, where the source is part of a sentence, usually at the beginning of a sentence, but not always. And then there's parenthetical citation, which is used when the source is not part of the sentence. In this case, usually the information appears at the end of a sentence. If you have one author, you put the author's last name and the year of publication. If you have 2 authors, you put both authors' names and separated by either the word and or the ampersand. And if you have 3 or more authors, you just put the first author's last name followed by et al. Period. Whenever you need to list things in order, APA prefers alphabetical order. Going back to those 3 sources I showed you with varying numbers of authors, Hernandez would come first, then Jones et al., then Thompson and Green if we were to order this alphabetically. It is extremely important for you never to reorder the authors within the same source. So Thompson and Green can never be Green and Thompson. Most times, it is much better practice to paraphrase the original source than to quote directly. But when you do quote directly, make sure the quote stays within quotation marks and that you supply the page number or paragraph number along with the author name and year of publication. Until next time, goodbye.